Welcome to Too Late My Ass. This is the podcast for anyone who's ever stared at their life and thought, wait, is this it? I'm your host, I'm Fay Chapple, and I'm here to lovingly slap you out of that fog of burnout and into the rebellion of reinvention. Because you're not too old, you're not too late, and you're not too far gone. You're right on time. And this is Act 2. And yes, you might be wondering if this whole reinvention thing is only for people with money or energy or the metabolism of a 20-year-old. Still scrolling, still searching, still secretly wondering if your best days are already behind you. So let me interrupt that thought for a second and say it out loud. Too late, my ass. This podcast exists for one reason: to destroy the myth that it's too late to live a life that actually lights you up. Not a performative Pinterest version, not a desperate scramble for relevance, but a life that feels like it was built for you. This show is for everyone who's spent years doing the right thing, checking all the boxes, playing supporting roles in everyone else's story, and woke up wondering, where the hell? Where's everything gone? What happened? Maybe you just put your dreams on hold to raise kids, to build someone else's business, to survive trauma, to make peace, or just make it through the damn week. And now you want more. You're craving purpose, visibility, permission. And guess what? You don't need a permission slip. You don't need to justify wanting more, and you are not too late. Ever feel like life passed you by while you were being responsible? Like everyone else got a head start on success, on happiness or purpose, and now you're just trying not to fall asleep during your own life. Well, welcome to Too Late My Ass. This is the podcast for anyone who's ever thought it was too late. Too late to dream again, to build again, or begin again. So spoiler alert, it's not. I'm Fay Chapple, and I'm here to help you burn the rule book, rewrite the script, and become the main character in your next chapter. So whether you're 39, 49, 59, or 79, this isn't about getting your groove back. It's about finally giving yourself permission to freaking exist exactly as you are. So hit subscribe, tell that inner critic to take several seats, and let's make this your comeback era, because too late, my ass. You know that moment when you look in the mirror and you think, what the actual hell just happened? That was me. So one day, after decades of building empires, raising kids, navigating hospitals, hosting events, and smiling like I wasn't crumbling inside, I realized that I didn't recognize myself. I wasn't living. I was surviving. I was the woman who had done everything right and still felt like I missed something really important. Does that sound familiar? If it does, good, because you're not alone. This isn't some cute quarter-life crisis, right? This isn't a full-blown midlife wake-up call. It's really louder than ever before and louder than that. So we're going to unpack this and let's figure out what's going on. Because let's be honest, we live in a culture that hands out burnout like it's a participation trophy, right? Work harder, do more, smile wider. Be grateful that you even have a job. So we wear exhaustion like it's the proof of worth. And we normalize waking up with dread. We call it adulting, I believe. And when in reality, it really feels like more of a slow motion soul death. So let me say this clearly. Burnout is not a personality trait. It's a boundary issue. I know it. I've lived it. I fried my nervous system trying to be the hero, the fixer, the good girl. And I'm telling you, burnout isn't a life sentence. It's a blinky neon light that says reinvention required. So here's the kicker. When you finally admit that burnout isn't working for you, the shame spiral starts, right? I'm too old to change. I've already invested too much in this career. But what people think, what will they think if I walk away, right? Too late, too old, too stuck. It's all bullshit. This is the narrative that keeps brilliant people invisible. And here's what I want you to tattoo on your soul. You are not behind. You're just getting started in Act 2. And guess what? Act 2 is where all the plot twists, passion, purpose, that lives in Act 2. The heroine finally stops giving a damn and starts doing what she wants. That's you now. So let's start with the obvious. We are not sold a vision of Act 2. We're sold a timeline. We graduate young, we succeed fast, we marry smart, we raise perfect kids, we stay quiet, we look good, we don't age. And if you deviate, if you pause, if you fall or wonder, suddenly you're behind at a time irrelevant. And that's the lie this show is really here to blow up. Because the truth is, the most interesting, fulfilling, world-shifting work comes when you've lived some shit, right? When you've fallen, when you've gotten up, when you've lost yourself, and when you have to find your voice again. So for many of us, it happens when we have retired or when we've decided to take a sabbatical. It is not something we stop and really pay attention to. So what do you do when you realize that your current life feels like an old pair of shapewear, right? It's constricting, it's exhausting, and honestly, kind of ugly. That's what I felt like just before I started this show. I was tired of looking after everyone and everything. And when I looked up, I realized I didn't accomplish what I wanted to do, or there were still things left outside that I wanted to do. Why am I stopping? Why am I listening to outside voices? So I came up with kind of a method for myself. I called it the flip method. And it's really about burnout recovery and reinvention, right? All in one. I've done lots and lots and lots of programs helping thousands of people all over the world with overcoming overwhelm and burnout. But I really wanted to do something that was easy to look at and save my sanity, basically. So I came up with this flip method, and F is really for fry the burnout. I wanted to own it. I wanted to name it. I wanted to make sure I detox from performance culture, okay? So fry it, get rid of that burnout. L, let me decide. I wanted to reclaim radical permission to live on my own terms. The big thing right now is let them, big important book that's published. My philosophy is let me decide. I don't care about them. Let me. I is for ignite reinvention. Redesign your life without needing to blow it up. It doesn't mean you have to completely change things. It just means let me see what I can do. What am I missing? What have I always wanted to do? What am I good at? And I've never really taken a chance to do something with it. And then P is for push to visibility. Speak up, be seen, show up unapologetically. That's why I'm here right now talking to you, because I recognize that I just don't care anymore what other people think. I am going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I think you should do. And I'm hoping that I inspire you to do the same. But today, I really want to leave you with the idea that you can start over without starting from scratch. You are not wasted. You are seasoned and you have the receipts. The truth, the most interesting, fulfilling, world-shifting work comes from when you've really lived that shit, right? You've lived it and you understand it. So this podcast, again, is not pretending to talk about that fact that we didn't struggle, because it's about deciding that the struggle doesn't disqualify us. It defines our depth. So every week we're going to unpack topics like visibility when you're feeling invisible, or rebuilding confidence after burnout or betrayal, or just plain boredom, or creativity after 40. How about sex and power and money and friendship and joy, and how to get it all back without apology. I'll be sharing solo episodes, guest interviews, and bite-sized pep talks that really make it sound like truly it's real talk with me, not motivational fluff, because we're not here for cute. We're here for clarity. So if you've ever felt like you missed your window, you lost your edge, or you just gave so much of yourself to others that you forgot who you were, this is your show. You're not broken, you're not expired, and you are definitely not done. There is no correct timeline. There is only your time. And it just got started. So let's normalize comebacks. Let's glorify peace instead of productivity. Let's make too late the funniest joke we've ever been told. And let's do it together. If this episode lit any tiny spark in your gut, then don't ignore it. I want you to subscribe, share, scream it from your rooftop, and then head to toolatemyass.com and grab the Let Me Challenge or our comeback play kit, whatever it is that you are gravitating towards, because you're not done. You're just getting interested. And remember, if anyone tries to tell you that it's too late, just smile, and I want you to say, too late, my ass. Thanks for listening to Too Late My Ass. If this episode made you feel seen or heard or a little more ready to take your damn life back, then go ahead and hit that follow button. If you want to go deeper, grab your free comeback kit at toolatemyass.com and join the Act 2 Insiders list for weekly tools, community, and reminders that your story is far from over. Remember, you're not done. You're just getting started. Too Late My Ass, produced by the City Media Group.